So I have a rock tumbler. It's been tumbling for about 5 days, and I'm going to check it, see if the stones are ready to come out, and if they're smooth. And I didn't film the beginning of the process, but now I'm going to film the rest of it. So, yeah. Okay, release the gas because the silicates start to build up gas and lovely sludge, but they've tumbled down pretty good. So that's really pretty. That's some agate, I think it's moss agate. It's really pretty. It's nice. That looks like jasper. It's got some nice bands in there. That's super pretty. I think this is also some jasper. Oh, no? Well, maybe. Kind of looks a little fleshy, but that's kind of cute still. Very Halloween-y. Not quite sure what that is. That surface is porous though. You can see there's little bumps in it. That might be tiger's eye. Just a really bad piece of it. You can see it's kind of shiny there. So I like the way that looks. We'll wash the rest of those off and I'll show you how it looks. And then start the next batch. And I'll show you that too. Oops. Probably should have checked it more often because this one has a lot of gas and the slurry is kind of thick. It's coming up the sides there. You can see it there. Oops. It's really thick. Some gas in there. Make that thing bubble up to seal. Ooh, that's sodalite or sodalite. It's a really pretty blue. Make a cute necklace out of that with the teardrop shape. That's cute. Like that, like that. And this is just the first tumble stage. So there's also the next tumble and then the pre-polish and the polish. That's the 4 stages to tumbling. Is that garnet? Did they stick a garnet in there? That might be a garnet. Interesting. One of these I did, and then one of them my sisters did, since I had 2 pots. It's another piece of quartz. I don't know what that's called, but it's either mica or some other type of black rock, I suppose. This one's probably the most, like, when you think of tumbled rocks, they're like round and smooth. Really small and round and smooth. That's cute. And the last one. I have no clue what this rock is. Kind of green. It didn't tell me all the rocks that came with it, and I don't know them all by heart, but okay, those are my test rocks. I think those look really good. This one especially is super round. I like this one. This one's pretty. This one's super pretty in the light. You can kind of see through it there. But as you can see, as they're drying off, the water keeps it shiny, but without the water, it starts to get dull. So the next 2 weeks are going to make them hopefully that shiny, without reducing their size too much. Because I like these. I like this especially. That one's kind of cool too. So I'm going to film washing off the rest of them because you can't dump this stuff down the sink because we have a septic. So I'll wash the rest of those and then we'll see what goes on. I'm pretty sure this is right. So, here we go. Doo-doo. Cute. Ooh, so pretty. Some very pretty color in there. And I'm going to make some of these into jewelry. So some of the rounder, nicer ones, and some of them we're just going to keep as tumbled rocks, like the bigger pieces. Alrighty, that's one. And this is another one. There's some really pretty pieces in there. Some of them were square when I got them. Some of them were not. Okay, I have everything set up. This is second grind. It's a smaller grit than the first grind, although I didn't show that, but smaller. I cleaned these out as best I could. Outsides are messy, but that's okay. I'm gonna stick each one of these in here. But you can see, as they've dried, they've started to dull a lot. Like, that's still wet. But they're not as shiny. But like this, I don't think this is amethyst, but like that's shiny. And that's how it looks right now when it's dry. No. Shiny. So, some of them, like the jaspers, I don't mind them not shiny. And they're still pretty, even though they're dry. But we're going to keep going anyway, because who knows, I don't know. This is my first time doing this, but I've watched enough videos, followed enough instructions that I pretend I know what I'm doing. So that's how they look now. We're going to put them in. The instructions said to do 4 tablespoons and then fill to the bottom with water, and then I'll put all that stuff back on. We'll see how it goes. Okay. And the instruction says that it's if it's below halfway that you need to put pellets in it. But I think those are both halfway. Or close enough that it's probably not going to matter too much. Yeah, it looks good, probably. I don't know. If I ever post this and somebody knows, they could probably tell me some tips. That would be good. Now to put the lids back on. Okay, they're ready to go back on the thing. And this one gets a little topper. We found that this grinds when it's against this metal or this thing. It grinds it down, and then the plastic gets everywhere. So to fix that, my dad found a gasket. It's a high-grade gasket, and this little thing, and it doesn't scrape anymore. And I don't like the second day. So then because this machine likes to walk, so it moves back and forth a little bit. So this one can grind up against this little peg, and this can grind up against this, and then it doesn't cause squeaking or anything else really, and it doesn't damage the aluminum top, which is what my dad was worried about. I was worried about the squeaking. But yeah, so this is gonna go on for 5 days, and I'll see how it looks. If it's not shiny or round enough, I'll do it for 2 more days. Instructions say be patient, do it 7 days. I'm not patient. I don't really want perfect circles anyway, but I do want them to be nice. So do it for 5 days, 6 days maybe, and see where it goes from there. Okay.